Another week, another round of name-calling and mixed messages from the Trump administration on North Korea. In Beijing on Saturday, Secretary of State Rex Tillerson said they were probing the possibility of dialogue with the North. "We ask, would you like to talk?" he told reporters. Stay tuned. Within hours, his boss was directly contradicting Tillerson on Twitter, announcing that he was wasting his time trying to negotiate with Little Rocket Man. On Monday, White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders ruled out any talks other than those about Americans currently detained in the country. "Beyond that, there will be no conversations with North Korea at this time," she said. "The most charitable explanation I have seen is that this is part of some sort of good cop, bad cop routine, with the president playing the role of impatient warmonger, poised to rain down fire and fury, while his Secretary of State quietly offers a peaceful, diplomatic way out. If this is what's going on, it's a pretty dangerous game." Image Tillerson and Trump. Good cop, bad cop, or irrelevant cop, bad cop. Firstly, it's confusing and unsettling for U.S. allies in the region, and whose civilian populations, in the case of South Korea and Japan, are living within range of any North Korean response. Then there is the risk to Mr. Tillerson's credibility. He had just finished an audience with China's president on Saturday, which Xi Jinping meant to see as the more authoritative source on U.S. policy, the Secretary of State, or the Twitter feed of Donald J. Trump. Most seriously, it is confusing for the very person it is aimed at. From the cavalcade of rhetoric and tweets emanating from the White House, which message is Kim Jong-un supposed to hear? Presumably the intention is to convince him that he is now confronted by an adversary so serious and so prepared to use devastating force that he is cowed into unilaterally disarming and begging for talks. But what if he just focuses on the first part of that message, that he faces an existential threat from a man who is openly threatening to destroy his country, and is convinced instead not to give up his nuclear weapons at any cost? Also, the good cop, bad cop ploy only works if both cops are seen as equally legitimate, otherwise it's just bad cop, irrelevant cop, and carry on regardless. Mixed messages and nuclear weapons are not a good mix. The shouting match and the personal insults have gone far enough. Katie Stallard. The less charitable, equally worrying, explanation for the contradictory messages is that America's top diplomats simply misspoke, and the plan is exactly what it looks like: name-calling and trying to out-threaten North Korea into submission, while turning the economic screws. This seems likely to produce a very similar effect, to ratchet up tensions ever further, while only confirming to Kim the need for his nukes. Mixed messages and nuclear weapons are not a good mix. The shouting match and the personal insults have gone far enough. If the Trump administration has a strategy on North Korea, it is time to articulate it clearly and with one voice. Sky Views is a series of comment pieces by Sky News editors and correspondents, published every morning. Previously on Sky Views, Tom Cheshire. Fake news in Las Vegas.